Mogadi dumelang go ga ya le dumedisang ke nna wa ga Modiapula ke nne o tsipane mosimana go pamprestata ka tsalo a tswa go Taung go motseng wa Magogong ke a le amogela mo Gospel Church with Neo gompieno now we have the youngest idol winner. Huh?
Second youngest.
Second youngest. Yes. You won it when you were how?
I was 17.
And then who's the youngest?
Paxton. She won before me, but like by a couple of months. Where yeah, it counts, guys. It counts.
We have Yanga Sobetwa. You pronounce this in
Sobetwa.
No, Sobetwa.
There's no age, but I understand why you would pronounce it that way. There's no age, but you pronounce it as Sobetwa. Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to our famous blue couch.
Come on, somebody.
The one and only Jeso Ntekane hit maker.
Oh no. Jesus is the hit maker.
Oh.
I'm just the singer.
Oh. Okay. How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Before we could go back to where it all started, I want us to go back to months before 18 November 2018.
Okay.
You were still in high school.
Yeah.
And how then do you decide to go and join this competition?
So I grew up in it's going to be a little bit far-fetched, but I'll wrap it up quickly. You'll understand where I'm going. I grew up in a Christian family. Sundays, our culture, we go to church, we come back to church.
Sunday after church.
And there's that season, the idols most, ne?
Yeah.
So when that season comes, we're all excited. Like, watching idols has been a thing at home, like from when I was much younger than what I am now. So it would be our culture. We'd watch, have our own favorites and things like that. I think that's when I got the curiosity. That's what sparked a curiosity for me to go to idols. That's where it basically started from.
And then you decided to join the competition. You went to the auditions and whatsoever.
Yes.
And I'd like to believe, or according to what I've been trying to find out, your mom was not really supportive.
Remember, I'm closer. My mom was like, Yanga, are we up?
Are we in down?
And babes, like in my mother's house, I remember the audition was on Sunday. For some reason, I made it out. But if you are not going to church, you're going to sit outside. You can't stay in the house. No one is staying in the house on Sunday morning. We are all going to church. But for some reason, I don't know, but the narrative at home was with my mom, you are not going there. For the fact that the name of the show is Idols, we have problems already because we are not serving foreign gods, and you're not gonna be an idol here. You understand? So that's where she came from, and also I understand where she was coming from because it was coming from a protective side of being a parent. Because you see what happens in the industry, you see the stories about artists, and we have our own. People in our family that came to Joburg and never made it back, and ended up passing away, and like things just didn't come together. Yeah. So she had her own trauma, and I really do understand now that I'm older. I understand where she was coming from, but girl said, "Babes, I'm going whether you like it or not." I never said it. One thing about me, like my mom knows, and she always says this, I won't disagree with you, but I'll just do what I want to do. Yeah. Like, even if you'll say you can't do it, it's impossible, I won't argue with you. I'll just do my thing. So I ended up going to the audition. And for some reason, it's all a blur what happened that day when I came back. I don't remember what I told my parents. I think I told them that I made it through, but I don't remember my mom's reaction. But eventually she did become supportive.
And how was it? Because in most cases, the mothers are always the ones who are supporting us. But in your case, your father was the one who was supporting you. Was it because he could see the talent in you, or he was just supporting the kid who wanted to chase after the dream?
I think I'll say my dad was supportive from the get go. Or he was allowing me to be myself. I think that's
Because you were
more.
young that at that
Yeah,
time.
he just
Yes.
allows us to be ourselves. My dad is the more free one, the non-strict parent. My mom is she's the one who influences my dad to be strict. So yeah, he became supportive from the get-go, I think, because he just allows us to be us. I think also at the time, my dad used to work in Joburg. We lived in Cape Town. So most of the time, he wasn't at home. So we'd only see him when it's holidays. So I think the
December
time,
and all of that,
June
yeah.
holidays, December holidays. So when it was auditions, I think it was still holidays. I can't really remember. So when he came, like he would try to show us his sweetest side because we don't really get to experience him much other than the holidays. So I think that's why he was supportive, because he just allows us to be us. Yeah.
Yeah. What was the most difficult thing about being at the Idols? As a young Christian, you
Yeah.
still in school.
What was the most difficult part, really? I think people.
In general.
Yeah, people was difficult. If that's
Dealing with people.
yeah, dealing with people was a little bit challenging because it was a very competitive environment, and I'd never been in an environment where it's competitive like that. Yes, we have, like, I have siblings, so we do have that sibling
Yeah, right,
competition, but it's not that deep. Like, we know we're not winning a million rands, so it's okay. No one is fighting that much. But I think, yeah, the environment, creating relationships. I'm not a very I'm not a easily I'm a friendly person, but I find it difficult to relate to people sometimes. Unless, like, let's say, Neo, you are a bubbly person, I know how to take you. But if you're a reserved person, I don't really know what to do.
What to do, yeah.
So I'd rather keep myself to myself, keep myself to myself. So I think the biggest challenge was dealing with people, dealing with production, dealing with like just all the background people. It just was a lot, especially as a minor. Yeah.
You never thought of giving up? Because you
No.
are a minor and life production,
No.
it's very stressful.
No, I never thought of giving up. Hey, there was never a point where I thought, let me go home. I miss my family. Nah,
Sure.
nah.
Sure. Now, the song choices, who was choosing the songs for you?
We chose our own songs. We chose our own songs. So you'd get like a list. I hope I'm not revealing things I'm not supposed to be revealing.
But they are done.
But the thing is still there. Like, the institution is still there. South African one is not happening. But yeah, what's this? They'll give you like a list of songs that you can choose from. Maybe let's say there'll be a theme.
For that Sunday.
Yeah, for that Sunday.
Okay.
And then they'll give you maybe a list of 50, 100 songs. And then it's like a first come, first serve thing. So we know that Tuesday, it's song picking day. 7 a.m., be at Miss T's door. If you're not at Miss T's door at 7 a.m., you might not get the best song.
Sure.
Yeah. So it was a first come, first serve situation with songs. But you pick your own song. Yeah.
And by that time, you can't mention anything. You can't just choose a gospel song.
I think you can. The main reason why I would be given a list, excuse me, is because of copyright.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
So most of the songs, they'll do like a process prior to the live
Shooting.
prior to the live shows.
Yeah.
They'll speak to whoever they need to speak to, clear the copyrights and things like that. So hence we would be given a list. You could pick your own song, but it depends. It depends. They'll need to go and find out from the people, the owners, can they use the song, and the song needs to be cleared, which also takes a process and it takes time.
Sure.
Yeah.
I've always said I love the live production here, Idols. but I didn't know it was this hectic.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of
It's
work.
a lot of work.
Because even the outcome is beautiful.
It's a
But then
lot
the
of work.
process that is happening there, it seems like it's quite a lot.
It's a lot of work. I'm sure the other people who are part of the production can tell you more about that.
Yeah.
Because, wow.
And now, fast forward 18 November 2018, final day, final Sunday. You don't know if you're gonna win or what.
Sure.
What's happening in your mind?
I was trying to keep like a neutral mind, or trying to keep myself grounded. I was not trying to think about the fact that I'm gonna win or not winning. I think because at the time there were some people who were like whispering to me about, oh, we found out that you won, you're actually the winner, and like they were telling me a whole lot of stuff, and I was like, no guys, leave me alone. I don't want to know. Like, I genuinely don't want to know, because if I'm winning, I want to be surprised the way that everyone else has been surprised. Or maybe you told them, I don't know guys, but I personally, please, I want to know on stage. It's okay. But again, I think the biggest thing for me was I didn't go to Idols to win. I didn't go to Idols to for the money, for the prize. It was even at the back of my mind. Like, it wasn't in the forefront. Yeah, I was going there for vibes, actually. I was actually going there for vibes. The main person who inspired me to go to Idols was Loyiso Kichana. And at the time, he was 16 when he was on Idols. When he went to Idols, we would watch with my family. And I was like, I love this boy so much. Like, I loved his performance. I just loved the aspect of live performance. That's it. And I never got the opportunity to sing with a live band. At church, it was just a keyboard and mics, and that's it. There's nothing more to it. Which works in that setting, but at the same time, as a musician, like, it's in my blood. I'm a creative. I wanted to explore that. I wanted to see the big stage and sing on a big stage and with the audience, with BVs that are amazing, with, the whole shebang. That's what I wanted. I didn't want everything else, but it came.
Sure.
It
And
came.
now, 19 November, the Idols are done.
Yeah.
It's 2018.
Yeah.
You are a winner. Interviews left and right and center. Fast forward, life after Idols.
Live after Idols, I feel like I was on flight mode. Ne? Like, I feel like I was on flight mode because everything was just happening. I didn't have time to process anything. Like, it was just like, okay, you won. Next thing, there's a conference. There's a, what's this? Press conference. There's a after party. Yeah, there's interviews.
How? You are not the minor for the after party.
I don't know what the concept is. I think the after party isn't really for the winner. It's just for the organizers and the people that were part, like the production and things like
Everyone
that.
in jail,
Yeah, I don't think it's specifically for the winner.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice,
because
nice.
also people aren't in your face. Like, you can tell, these people,
They're
they've been
just
part of this.
yeah.
You're just part of. You're one of the winners. There's another winner, but papeli that much. Yeah, so hence I'm saying I don't think the party is really for the winner.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
and also, like, you do have a choice to not drink alcohol. So
Hey man, we don't know what happens behind closed doors.
it's not a club. It's not like a club setting. It's like I don't remember, but there was a bar. Guys, they were late. But I've always been a Christian. I didn't drink.
A Christian, a sipping Saint Christian.
I've never been a sipping saint.
Okay,
No.
you can continue.
I've never been a sipping saint.
Okay, so most of the winners of Idols, we don't see much of them.
Sure.
I think I once had a conversation with Margaret Motzaha, like, it's like they don't use the platform to their own benefit. For you, for some time, I think you went a bit quiet.
Sure.
In the space, in the entertainment as a whole. What was happening in that period of time in your life?
Okay, this is probably like 2020 that you're talking about, because 2018 we got busy. 2019 it was busy. And then I released an album 2020. Promised Land.
Afro pop.
Yes. Inspirational pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, Afro pop. And then 2021 till 2023, I think I was quiet for a long time. I think maybe let me shed light on it, because yeah, a lot of people like ask themselves these questions, or they think that we go quiet because we want to, or because I don't know, like we don't take it seriously, or I don't think that's the case. No, that's definitely not the case. I don't think we'd go through so much, because idols is also emotionally draining. Emotionally, spiritually, it's a lot. It takes a toll on you. Only to just keep quiet. Yeah. Also, you have the money. Why would you just keep quiet? You have the money to do a live recording. You have the money to go to studio.
But you can't do that because you are signed.
Sure, but that's where I'm going again.
Okay,
yeah, that's
sure,
like
okay.
why I'm just trying to like shed lights from my perspective, from an idol winner's
from your own
perspective.
experience.
How why would I just keep quiet when I have the money to record? Why would I, But there are so many things that go into it. For example, I won Idols. I get signed into Gallo Records. I'm not saying that this is what Gallo Records did, but it felt like I was being shelved as an artist. It felt not really, I'll say shelved, and also I'll add the part yoguti. There were creative differences between me, the artist, and the label.
Yeah.
Yes, there were creative differences. They wanted me to do something I didn't want to do. Yeah, and hence then being shelved, because okay, you want to do this, we don't want to do this, but now you have a contract of 5 years with us. What must happen, babes? Sit down.
Wait.
We need to make money.
Wait. Posada. 5 years contract.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a 5-year contract. That's why you see a lot of artists that won Idols going quiet. Hence, I truly believe it's so much better not to win. Maybe to be a runner-up, to be the person, the runner-up is much better than to actually win Idols in a lot of cases. But God's grace has abounded in a lot of cases. Yeah.
Sure. In that 5 years, are there any expectation in terms of the project that they want from you?
There are definitely expectations. They want, if I can't remember clearly, but if I remember, I think they wanted 4 albums or 5 albums or something like that. And I only released one album. Yeah.
And you felt like this is not what you want.
Yeah, it's not what I wanted initially, but they had a deliverable. They signed a contract with Idols. They needed to, they partnered with Idols.
Yeah.
So they needed to make sure that they present their product with, okay, yeah, we did our part.
So I'm going to stay here for a while. In that 5 years, if you can't produce those projects, does the contract lapse, or what happens now? Because now you mentioned like you wanted this, and I believe you wanted to do gospel, and they say no, man, we want you here by secular.
Sure.
And it's conflict of interest. So how then do you say, okay, how do you release me? Do you buy out yourself?
You can buy yourself out. You can ask them to release you.
But I mean, you're a talent. They can't just release you and know that
I don't
we
know.
can pop here.
But for some reason, when I asked to be released, there were no problems.
You had a lawyer?
They were like, no. I think, so I not allegedly, Black Coffee bought Gallo, or has a big share in Gallo Records now. So he's one of the people who has a lot of his say in Gallo Records. Yeah, a lot of influence. Yes. I need to start reading again, because why would I say a lot of his say instead of influence? What do you mean? So I think when he joined Gallo, I then jumped at the opportunity because I was like, oh, even the people in the background, they were saying it might be easier for you to leave now that Black Coffee is part of the label because he's an artist. It wouldn't look right for an artist to keep an artist and not do anything with the artist. It wouldn't look right.
We wouldn't know it.
It
No,
doesn't look right.
It doesn't look
Like,
right. Yeah, I get
it
you.
doesn't look right. So when I asked to be released, there were no issues. But before that, I knew, when he wasn't part of the label, I knew there were going to be issues. I needed to buy myself out or get a really good lawyer. And I was in talks with lawyers. Uperita was also helping me out. She has an organization that helps ladies in the in the entertainment industry. Yeah, she was also helping me out with her lawyer. Like we were trying our best in the background, and then they were like, you know what, just draft a letter, send it, let's see what happens.
Because I know of a winner who bought himself out of the
Yeah,
idols.
yeah.
And he was so excited to live there.
Guys, it's not easy to be bound, man. Like, it's not easy to be bound, especially as a creative. Like, as any person, like, it's not a nice thing to be bound. Yeah.
How was your relationship with Pastor Kaya during the idol season in your time? Like, work relationship, was he part of the people who were helping you, or you never reached out to him, anything like that?
No, I never reached out. It was okay. So we sang Beauty and the Beast. It was literally that.
That.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't pursue anything further.
Because like one would say, like most of, not few of, Christian artists, they kind of went that road
Sure.
where they could now get the recognition in South Africa.
Sure.
You're talking about Tapelo, Snezi,
Sure.
Pastor Kaya.
Sure.
I said, like, because you also did a song with him.
No, I never did. And surprisingly, like he's one of the people, like my biggest inspiration. Like listen, when I say he's one of my biggest inspirations, like I was obsessed with his music growing up. New Dawn, that album, like I know it back to front to back.
The
I know,
visuals
like,
of
listen,
that project,
yeah,
it's insane.
yeah. And I don't know, man. Like I think when I went to Idols and I met like a lot of big people, I told myself, not really it was a I don't think it was a I told myself moment, but it was a I don't want to be a groupie. Like I don't want to like come off as a groupie cuz it can leave a bitter taste.
Sure.
Yeah, like yeah. Yeah, groupies aren't the best people to deal with, especially if you want to have a long-term relationship with someone, if you want to pursue something with someone. If now I'm being a groupie no.
About open, yeah.
Yeah, no.
And now, would you go back to being signed from your experience to the previous company that signed you? Does it ever cross your mind that if I could be signed for as a 360 deal?
Never. Not a 360 deal. Not a 360 deal. Signed maybe. Like a licensing deal, a distribution deal, but there's no I don't
70-30.
see why I should have a distribution deal. But publishing, maybe yes, definitely publishing, licensing, yes. Not 360. For anybody, for any label.
What is it that you are against the 360?
It's too binding. It's way too binding. It's a binding contract. Anything you wanna do, they need to approve. It's too much for a creative. I wouldn't advise anybody to sign a 360 deal.
Your whole
You as Newo, they own you if you sign a 360 deal.
you can't
If your
do
name is
anything.
Newo and your ID number is ban, you can't do anything else apart from them approving it.
So now, let's say you get a future. If they don't approve it, you won't be able to do that future.
A feature?
Yeah, feature.
Nope.
Yeah. Sure.
No.
There's a lot that's
And you
happening.
know, like they really like gave me a lot of offers. Like they offered certain artists to do features with a couple of artists, tried to put me together with producers, tried to do that, and it was just not working. Like
Was it you not getting to gel with the music or the people in a nutshell?
I think it's the music. Yeah, it's the music. Also, that thing of forcing someone to do something they don't want, like, it's just, yeah, no. I think that closes your mind to any possibility of anything coming out. Like, I wasn't open to anything at the time because it was like, guys, I told you my vision. Like when I went to Idols, I was very what's this? Verbal about what I wanted to do, the type of music I wanted to do, who I am, like my identity. I was very, very verbal about it. So why are you forcing me to do something I don't want to do? Like they didn't force me,
Yeah.
but they didn't release me either. So
It was not balanced.
yeah.
So, one would say, like you mentioned, it's better to be a runner-up than a winner because
Hey.
of those certain objectives. If I can put it that way.
It's better, but even like when you get into top 10, a lot of people get offered contracts. Yeah, they'll offer you a contract. Let's say maybe they want one album with you or a single with you, but your contract maybe is like 3 years, a year. Yeah, it's still all of it has its own trickiness, challenges. But hey guys, but I still think that it is better to be a runner up. Besides, I can't say besides the 1 million because 1 million is a lot of money. You can't say besides and 1 million in the same sentence.
Yeah.
But the money is good, but it's like you can't do anything with the money if your creative objectives aren't the same. Yeah.
Sure. You never thought maybe to try your joyous or your spirit before you could go to idols.
No. I always wanted to growing up. I wanted to be part of Joyous Celebration growing up. Cause listen, I have two sisters. I am the middle child. So my little sister and I, when we grew up, we'd always watch Joyous Celebration, and mina benguntokozo mbambo. Yena bega umahalia. Understand? And we'd always compete like we'll compete and say, no, I'm better.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I'm better. And like we'd literally position ourselves, stand in front of the TV. I'll stand when Dogozo Babu is standing. She'll stand where Mahalia is standing. And like literally, like we were so dedicated
Yeah.
to being these personas. So growing up, I always wanted to. But I think when I won Idols or when I got into that space, when I finally got into the entertainment industry, my dreams changed.
How so? In a good or in a bad way?
In a good way. My
Okay.
dreams changed. I didn't see it necessary for me to go to a group to make it. I didn't see it necessary. I think also the older I got spiritually, I understood that my steps needed to be ordered by the Lord, not by my dreams or my ambitions. My ambitions need to be ordered by the Lord. Like if my ambitions aren't in line with what God is saying, listen, sometimes it's not that you could have two decisions. It's not that the other one is bad. It's not that the other one is good or the other one, like none of these decisions are better than the other. Like they are both good. But if God is saying, take this one, take that one. Not necessarily because when you look at them, when you look at the options, it's like, it's not a bad decision to go to Joyous. It's not a bad decision to be a solo artist either. You know,
Yeah,
it's not like I'm sinning or I'm committing a sin or anything like that. But it's just, it didn't feel like that's where God wanted me to go anymore. Yeah.
Fast forward now to the older you. You are the winner. You went through everything. You are now fighting mental health.
See? How do you know my business? Well, it's online, but it's like, yes.
How, like, I mean, growing up or way back, that's it's not for us
Oh,
black
that's
people.
Ekaya, Mulwetsi. What is that? What
Or
is that?
Mpho.
Mulwetsi, Mulwetsi. Oh,
Sickness,
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
sickness. Wow, but white people.
Sure.
As black people, we don't deal with mental health
Sure.
issues. So now you are in this space. You are alone. You are. What's happening in your mind?
So it was when I just moved to Joburg. I moved from Cape Town. I moved to Joburg. It was during lockdown, you know. So I think a lot of artists went through this, but for me, I think I was at the peak of my frustration regarding my music career. It's yeah, it was at the peak, and also I had some things that were happening in my personal life that were making everything now bigger. Like, was so much happening at the same time. So I think I got overwhelmed. I didn't have community.
Ooh.
Family was there, but I can't really talk to them about it because none of us have ever been vocal about mental health issues or depression or anxiety. Yeah, we've never been vocal about anything like that. If you're closing your room, if you're in your room, closing yourself in your room for a while, babes, ulixelegu, get out of the room. You are uyinuku. Uyinuku, get out of the room. Like, stop being a nugu and get out of the room. There's no one who thinks beyond what they see at the time, in terms of family. No one in my family would at the time would think that, no, man, this girl is closing herself in a room because maybe there's something happening deep. There's something
Mjolo,
deeper.
yeah.
Mjolo. Maybe there's something happening, like, mentally. We need to pray with her. We need to talk. She needs to find someone to talk to. Prayer is always the go-to solution, and it works definitely, but prayer prepares the foundation for what you're supposed to do. So there was nothing like that. Then no community. I'm going through the most. I mean, what else can happen? You're isolated. What else can happen? Obviously you're gonna get depressed. Yeah, that's the perfect ground for the enemy to come and play with your mind.
And now you are there. Are you not trying to reach out to people, especially in your space, in your circle, and then like you're also thinking like, man, the church. How do I get involved? How do I escape this position that you find yourself in?
So when I got to Joburg, I joined a church. I was part of the church, and everything was working out. But then a lot happened that I am never ready to talk about. I will never be ready to talk about. And the church didn't do anything to me. No, it's not church hurt. The church didn't do anything to me. But there was what's altercation? Yes. There was an altercation between me and someone at the church. And it I didn't see it being healthy for me to be there anymore. Because also, like, it was a process that was going to take years, months, if not years, and lots of therapy for me to be healed. So I didn't see myself not being in a church, number one. Because now if I'm avoiding going to church, that means I'm isolated again,
and you're moving away from the community.
Yes, that means I'm isolated again. And at the same time, I love my church, but at the same time, this person is there, and they are a big trigger, to my journey. And the wounds are still fresh. So I can't. So that was the biggest issue. When I moved to Joburg, then that's what led to depression. And now the frustration of the music career as well added to that was something else. Like it just, everything became bigger and bigger because there was a lot happening and there was no, like I didn't have anyone to talk to. I did have people to talk to, I just didn't want to talk to those people because sometimes we make ourselves seem like we don't have people, but we do have people. We do have people. It's just that at the time I didn't feel safe to talk to anyone, or maybe I felt embarrassed. Good, oh, idol. Yeah, go auntie. And I'm new to being an idol. I don't know what it is like to be an idol. I don't have experience in what being an idol is and what it should look like. So I don't know if an idol talks about their business to people. Yeah, man. And I think there were also relationships and friendships that were going up and down at the time. So begu tricky. But fortunately, I got out of it. I found community. I found therapy. And God was with me all the way. So, yeah, I got completely delivered from depression.
As we are sitting here now, have you forgiven that person?
Yes.
Are you in good space with the person?
I haven't spoken to them, but yeah, I think I've forgiven them.
Okay.
I think I've forgiven them. God has really like worked on me and I've really prayed about it. I think if I see that person, I can hug them. And if I could tell you what they did, it's crazy.
Well.
But I think I could get away with a hug.
You went, was it Venda or Polokwane? One of the two. You forgot the name of the group. You were singing
It was in Johannesburg, my
in
brother.
Johannesburg.
It was in Centurion.
Is it?
Yes.
The recording? Why do you think it was
Yes.
in Venda?
Revelation Worship.
Yes.
Yes.
It wasn't, okay.
It was in Centurion, yes.
Man, I think you did the most on that song. Once more recorded it and with Mmuso, but what you laid on that song, I think now it was like you were reminding people who Yanga is.
Sure.
And you took it to another level, and when you watch the video, the clip there, you see people like, okay, everything. Was that your step into what we would say your breakthrough, or how did now you find yourself there and then doing that? Because the song was big by that time. It was a huge song.
Yeah, the song was big before it came out.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So from your experience, Nje, how was it doing the song with Once More?
Sure.
Revelation Worship.
Yeah. It was exciting. It actually happened before. There was a church that I went to, His Grace Tabernacle, in the Eastern Cape, Queenstown. So there was a show happening, Worship His Majesty, and Uputumani, he was the conductor, arranger of the whole thing at the time. So he was like Ngonjo. Yes, he was, So we were at rehearsal, and once he was rehearsing with the choir, and then he just called me. He was like, come, lead the song. And then I led the song. And then they were like, oh, okay, let's do this for the actual show. And then I did it for the actual show. And I wasn't there to sing. Like, there's a video out. If you can see there, I'm just chilled. Like, I'm not there to sing. I wasn't there to sing.
You're not called to do the song?
No, I wasn't. It wasn't a planned thing. Like, it wasn't planned. It just happened at rehearsal. And then they were like, oh, let's actually do it for the actual, show.
Show, yeah.
And then from there, Mpho, the founder,
Yeah.
co-founder of Revelation Worship, saw that video. And he was like, wait, let's actually do this for Revelation Worship and release it as a YouTube video. And I was like, oh, that's great. Let's do it. I don't know if it was my breakthrough or not. I think the people will be the one to say that. From my side, I was just doing something that felt right in the moment. Yeah, it wasn't that deep. Like it wasn't I won't even say to you, I heard the voice of God. Like, no, it just felt right in my spirit. My spirit felt right doing it. There was no resistance. Like, it was like, okay, let's do it. Cool, nice. Yeah.
This is a tweet 10 to 9, 2023, June 25. It was a Sunday evening. That Jeso Ntekane song by Mmuso Worship is going to be big.
Lalela.
Can't wait for the day they drop it. This is my tweet, by the way.
Oh, it's your tweet. Yithi hayi ama-fans wakho kanti who was tweeting?
This is June before the recording.
Sure.
We want to talk about your recording.
Sure.
I want us to talk about, because that's when I first heard the song.
Sure.
And it seemed like you sang it the Sunday before. And that Sunday I was not at church.
Sharp.
The next Sunday, I heard it. I was blown away.
The next Sunday is now the recording.
No. You sang the song.
Twice.
I think so. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But the Sunday that I was at church,
Sharp.
that's when you sang the song.
Sharp.
And it hit me so hard.
Really?
And like, because a woman singing
Yo.
such a song. My God.
Leave the Xhosa woman out of it. Just say a woman of God. Leave the Xhosa
a
woman.
powerful woman of God.
Leave the Xhosa woman. I'm just a child of God. I happen to be Xhosa by origin, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Man, like, you did a number on that song. The song is currently, I think, on 2 million views on YouTube. Then, like, everything about that song is perfect. And
Yeah.
you were the leader of that song. You were
Sure.
the lead singer of that song. And obviously, the spotlight will always be on you. You can't mention Jeso Ntekane without the Yanga. The pressure that it comes with it, because you delivered that song, and even how people received it. To date, they will always refer to you as Jeso Ntekane.
Yeah, even at church. Like, even at church, there are people who call me Jeso Ntekane, and I'm like, guys, really? Why are we doing this?
Yeah. So, like, and we know Murutu wrote the song.
Yeah.
And you were supposed to do this at your recording, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
I was actually supposed to do it. And the song wasn't complete. Like, it wasn't, Kamatsatsi Ohle
Yeah.
wasn't part of the song at the time. We only wrote Kamatsatsi Ohle, like, maybe days before the recording. Yeah, is it the bridge? Yeah, the bridge.
Yeah.
We only wrote that part days before the recording. It was supposed to be part of my recording, yeah.
And you see what the song did to the album Mmuso,
Yeah.
and not knowing what could have happened into your recording. Do you ever question such things?
I don't want to stress myself. I really choose not to, because
Yeah.
I don't want to stress myself. Yeah.
And you cancelled the recording on the day of it.
Postponed. It's still postponed, guys.
It's been a year.
Yes, it's still postponed. New era is still coming.
Okay, new era is still coming.
Yeah.
Tell us about the new era, the difficulties to make that choice to put it on
Ay,
hold.
there's color. No, zikhalile, guys, like there's color. So guys, it's not easy. Like, you see people doing recordings and you think, oh no, I can do
Can
this.
do better than that one.
Okay, not that, but I can do it. Yeah, I don't know about better. But so new era. God just gave me this vision. I was like, what's the name of this? What am I gonna call it? New era. So God gave me a vision from like the age of 14, and He told me to bring people closer to Him. At the time, it was specifically teenagers closer to Him through worship, through music, through my lifestyle, through everything that I do. And at the time, I didn't see it. I didn't see what God was talking about. And okay, so my career happened. Then I met a guy, Ritual from church. Ritual does tax. So he's like, have you done your taxes? Have you ever done, like, have you ever, what's this? Submitted tax returns?
Yeah.
File, yes. File tax returns. I'm like, actually, I've never. And I've been working for 5 years. And I've been paying tax every single gig for 5 years. I've never. And he's like, hey, wait, now, let's go check there. We check there. There's money. And I'm like, God, what am I going to do with this money? And God just laid new era in my heart. And then I was like, oh, let's secure a venue. I talked to Pule. I'm like, Pule, here's the money. Please secure a venue. We secure the venue. And I'm like, this thing is going to...
Smooth.
It's smooth, Moss.
We are cruising.
We are cruising nicely. Listen, the venue was actually expensive, and the venue the venue is empty. There's nothing in the
It's a
venue.
hall.
You understand? And we went to see the venue. I see this thing, like the venue is amazing. Like the venue looks amazing. And when we get there, I see the vision. Like I see what the night is gonna look like. Sharpo. Sharp, life goes on, and now we start booking people, start talking to session musicians, BVs, Sharp. Yay! But this budget is getting bigger and bigger. No, man. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. Okay. And then I decided to speak to sponsors, to pitch to companies, and I write proposals. I submit, and it's not coming together, guys.
Nothing is
It's
aligned.
not hlanganing. It's not hlanganing. And then there was a company, I almost said the name of the company. There was a company that it looked really promising. They even asked for invoices. Like it was coming together. And this is now not days. Yes, this is days, weeks, days to the recording. And you know what? My faith is together. I said, you know what, God, I trust you. Even now, I trust you. Okay, we are in rehearsal. It's now the week of the recording. We are in rehearsal. I know that the money is not there, but I know God is going to provide. This is, I think it was Tuesday, if I remember very well. My memory is not great, but this I remember. It was a Tuesday. We are rehearsing with the gents. I get a WhatsApp. And now this is the lady from the company. And
That
she's
company.
like, yeah, that company. And the day before, she asked for invoices. And I'm not just waiting for them to say, okay, we're going to send the money. Nini. Yabo? Sharp. The lady's like, yeah, I tried my best.
Ooh.
Yo. She's like, I tried my best. I tried to fight for it. But yeah, they aren't approving it. And I'm like, yeah. But you said
It's a three.
it's happening, babes. Like
What went
I get what you said it's coming together, like, yeah, it's gonna happen. And she was even the one to say, no, adjust this expense to this much, because they're not gonna agree if you So to me it was a done deal. It's not coming together. It's not approved. Yo, it's like it's almost like my ears just went in the moment. I literally left the rehearsal venue. I went to the car. I called a friend of mine. I tell her, and I break down, and we start praying, because I'm like, yo. Sizawuthini ebantwini?
What are you gonna do now? Because now
Sizawuthini ebantwini? Like, what am I gonna tell the band? What am I gonna say? We pray. We pray, we pray, we pray. My faith is still intact. I'm like, you know what? God promised to provide. He's still gonna provide. Nothing's changed. The plan is still God providing. Even if this didn't come through, you know what? It's still gonna come through. I try another company, but the company's like, our tax year is closed, babes. Like, yeah, it's our business year is closed. Yeah. The night before the show.
Yeah, that's it.
Listen, I trusted God till the last minute. Like, I trusted God till the last minute, and I still trust Him still. The night before the show, we go to the venue. We don't have sound. We don't have so many things. Like, we don't have so many things. I try calling some people that I know. These people have money and they love God. Let me talk to them. And they're like, no, we'll come through for you, babes. Like, just send us banking details.
This is Friday.
Yes, this is Friday.
Before the show.
Yes.
Sure.
No, babes, we'll come through for you, like, you know. And shout out to Hilton. Hilton
Peterson.
Yes, Hilton Peterson.
He's a real G.
Huge shout out to him. He was like, "Ngizokubambisa this little bit of money." And it's not a little bit of money. Like,
It's a lot.
It's a lot. But now the problem is the budget is also really big. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but it's not sufficing. Yeah, it gives me the money and I'm like, okay, this is gonna come together. I'm hopeful. And I'm waiting for the other guy now to say, okay, I'm sending so much. He's like, no, I just wanna pay my people, like, salaries, and then I'll give you what I give you. Hey, we are waiting. Now it's midnight now. It's the day of the show. It's the day of the show. Sana, nothing. I call nothing. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to seem like I'm harassing this guy. It's okay. Like, if you can't do it, it's okay. Just maybe say something. But if you can't say something, I also understand, because maybe they felt like they're disappointing me so I was like, you know what? Also, I'm not going to hold anything towards, no, like that, it's okay.
Plus, it's at the 11th hour.
It's the last minute, you know. Just even their willingness was a lot, you know. So yeah, no, I call Hilton. I'm like, Hilton, it's not coming together. Can I please send you back your money? Like, it's can I send you back your money? He's like, no, keep it. When you do the recording again, you'll use it. So, like, really shout out to him. And then that's when we put together the statement. And I just felt like going underground. I was like, I don't want to be part of this. You know what? It's my show, but it's not my show, guys. It's not my show.
This is not what you prayed for.
Yeah, this is not what I was hoping for. But yeah, I think it took a long time for me to have an understanding of why.
Because I was going down, like, what did you learn from that moment?
It took a very long time for me to understand the moral of the story. I think I spoke to my pastor, my home pastor, Pastor Ndima, not Pastor K. And he was like, remember the story of the 4 Hebrew boys?
Sure.
And he reminded me that those guys were like, listen, whether our God saves us, whether he doesn't save us, we will still not bow, you know. And he reminded me, like, of his experiences where he's trusted God for some things and they didn't happen. Like moments that are embarrassing even as a man of God. Like, you trust God for someone's healing. Oh, here's a man, hey, please heal this person, he's paralyzed. And it just doesn't happen. You pray. You really trust God. Like, your faith hasn't depleted. but you really trust God and it just doesn't
Doesn't work
happen,
out.
you know? And that's because I'm not God. You see, it's because I'm not God and you're not God. God is God, and He does things ngokuthanda kwakhe, ngendlela yakhe, in His own timing. I still am happy that I went on the word. I jumped on what God said I should do. What happened after has nothing to do with me. I
Sure.
trusted God till the last minute, and I promise you, I'm still willing to trust Him again and do it with faith. I don't have the money, do it without the money, but I'm still willing to do it again. If God tells me, new era, let's do it again, we'll go.
We'll go full
Yes,
force.
we'll go full force.
Plus the bandits paid, the BVs are paid
No,
already.
they're not. They're not. They are not. Listen, they are not. Like with some people, I'm in bad terms with some people. Well, they are in bad terms with me, but Zotini guys, like it happens. Like things get postponed. Like it's
You know,
life.
there's a song you did at Activate SA.
Yeah,
I think it was just before you could do Jeso Ntekane.
sure.
And I think that's one of the songs that you're gonna do at the new era. I'm assuming and guessing you wrote some songs
Yes,
for
I
the
did.
album.
I did.
And what in your writing process, what was your mind at? Where were you trying to take the people to?
Sure. I think the vision was to take people to encounters that I've had with God and experience a new
Era.
era with God, experience a side of God that they've never really experienced. Like, let's say I've gone through lack, and I experienced God as Jehovah Jireh. And my hope and my objective was for people to experience that same Jehovah Jireh that I experienced, or to feel that person's faith, to say, you know what, if God was able to do it for me, if He was able to provide for me, if He was able to heal me from depression and things like that, He's also able to do it for you. And so, yeah, that was my biggest hope, and that was the vision for the night, to get people to experience a new side. Not that there's a new side of God. God is the same God. He's been the same God. He's the Ancient of Days. He doesn't change, you know. But we are human beings. We develop, we evolve, and there are situations in our lives that are new, that we've never really gone through, and that's when we get to experience that side, or the new side of God.
So we should be on the lookout for a new date.
Yeah.
Probably early 2025.
Whenever God says so, guys. Whenever God says so, but I did pray about it. I've been praying about it. God did give me the go ahead to say, babes, let's do it again. I don't know. I think there's still a little bit of fear, a little bit of anxiety there.
Understandably so.
A little bit of embarrassment there. Yeah, still a little bit, just a little bit that's
You don't want
left.
to do a studio project.
Oh no, I'm not a studio artist. No,
Guys, did you hear that? Oh no.
I'm not. I'm not a studio artist. Like you've seen me now. Like I'm not. Like I'm not. Like I wanna be there with the people. I wanna experience the move of God in that moment with the people. Like I'm not a studio artist. And a lot of people advise. They're like, no, do studio. Do
It's cheaper, but then if you're not, you're not. You're not gonna sound like you are the Yanga that we know. We'll be the ones criticizing the album again. Why sound ninja?
Yeah.
In your closing, the advice is you are still young, but then I think you went through. I don't want to say the most, but you have experienced.
The most. The most is the perfect one. The most
You
is
went
the
through the
one.
most with the recording label,
Yeah.
what you wanted to do and all of that. What would you say to those who are looking up to you? Because like in our spaces, in our socials, we are feeding people with so much negativity, not knowing there are people who are looking at us and who are being inspired by what we are doing.
True.
Instead of speaking live to them and all of that, I'll just want to give you this opportunity to share some light with people.
I think something that's coming to my mind now is that excitement will kill your career before it even begins. If you're led by excitement, if you're led by fame, if you're led by vanity, money, and if you're pursuing, if you're that person who says, "Oh, I want to be famous, I want to be a star, I want to be a superstar," that will end your career before it even starts. Yeah. So, and my basis is on Matthew, where the Bible says, "Seek ye the kingdom of God first, and all of these things shall be added unto you." The Bible also says, "Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life as I dwell in the house of the Lord." The secret is to dwell in the presence of God. The secret is to stay and seek the kingdom of God first. Seek God. I think I've seen the biggest growth in my ministry and in my walk with Christ when I stopped pursuing fame or pursuing views, pursuing like things that aren't God, things that come with God. Yeah, because sometimes we pursue the things that God is gonna give us, and then we leave the owner
We
of those
pursue
things,
everything and we forget about seeking Him.
the owner of those things. Because I think also at some point when I was still doing circular, I did realize that I'm seeking views here. I'm seeking
Numbers.
being a superstar. I want to be a superstar. What do you mean? And it's okay in the circular world. That's the language. That's, if you don't want to be a star, what do you mean you don't want to be a star? Like, what do you mean? You know. So yeah, the secret is to seek the kingdom of God first. And like, it's not just like I think people sometimes when you say things like this, they think, oh, it's just one of those. No, it's actually as it's deeper than what you think. It's deeper than what you think. It looks like making sure that on a day-to-day basis you talk to God. On a day-to-day basis you seek God. You check in with God. You talk to Him like He's a human being, like relating to God like He's a father. That's what seeking God looks like. Asking Him to approve everything that you do. Trusting Him with your every move. Even with like the anxieties that I have regarding doing the show again. I've spoken to God. I was like, I'm scared. I'm scared. You know, I'm still scared to do it again. No, why are the tears trying to come up? We're almost done. Why are
Please
the tears?
don't cry.
No, I can't do that. And no one's just gonna laugh at me. Like, but yeah, and like it looks like being vulnerable with God. It looks like being honest and saying, God, I actually wanna be a superstar. I actually want to be level Beyonce. At this moment, I don't think my priority is you. I just want that. So please align my priorities. Help me to want to seek you. If you really don't have it in you to seek God, just talk to Him. Say, Lord, I want to seek you, but there's nothing in me that says I want you. I want to be a star. Like, I want a music video that's amazing. I want all of these things. You know, I want the riches. I want the fame. So allow me, give me your Holy Spirit so that I'm able to seek you. And His Spirit is the one that helps us to please Him. So yeah.
Shoo. How long was this? 2 hours.
How long was this? I need lip gloss. I feel like my mouth is dry. I've been talking. Ngibonile.
Masival, thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you for coming here. You were just yourself, man.
Yeah.
And I think this is what I appreciate the most. And you were as honest as you
can be.
You can be, yeah. And I appreciate that. And there is something that I believe people can learn from you, from your life. It's not everyone who gets to give advices about their own experience, especially in the entertainment industry. More in the gospel space where
Sure.
people are closing information. Sorry, that can help others for like once you are going into this, go there with a
Clear mind.
Yeah, and this is what you want to do, man. I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to a new era. I'm looking forward to Sundays to fellowship with you. She fellowship, guys, 6:30 call time. We are there. Like she says on the song, you are
Fearfully and wonderfully made. God told me to tell you that you are the head.
Not
Listen,
the tail.
and not
Thank
the
you.
tail.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, guys. Bye.